Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, and today we're going to take on a reel that really doesn't need too much. It's the classic. It's the Penn 77. I believe that's the Seahawk. I think the 78 is the Sea Scamp. I may have them backwards, but this is about as simple as a reel can get. It's a gear driving a spool. This one's in pretty nice condition. I got it recently, and I just sprayed it down with some penetrating oil and lubricant. This one's the Ace Hardware version of WD-40. But we're going to take this apart. We'll show you what it's about, show you how to clean it up, and believe it or not, you can take this thing fishing tomorrow if you wanted to. Very simple, 2 gears. We're going to start by taking the handle off, and of course this is an old reel. This reel, you can tell it's got the Bakelite handles on it. This reel's got to be 60 years old. Still works. That's okay. Take that screw out of the center. Be careful. It is 60 years old. Don't go banging things around here. Don't go prying things. Don't go forcing anything. Let the penetrating oil and that do its work if there's work to be done. And don't get overly aggressive with these things. If there is a problem with these reels, it's got very thin side plates. And if you bang either side of it on a post or a pier railing or a gun wall of a boat, it's probably going to crack, and that'll be the end of the reel. So be careful with this. So most of the time this reel was used in freshwater, a lake, a short little river, bobber fishing. It wasn't really designed to go after big fish, but big fish could be caught on this for sure. It's just a matter of your strength versus the fish's strength in that case, because it's a direct drive reel. There's no free spool lever on this one. The gears just operate in reverse. That's earned it the nickname or the designation Knuckle Buster, because if you've got your hand on the pole and you're casting and this reel spool is spinning backwards, it's going to hit your knuckles. Okay, I took the 6 screws out. I was looking at that. All these screws appear to be the same size. We're going to pull the side plate off, pull the spool out, and here it is. 1 gear on the spool. Goes in and out, but it's just it's set up for the spool. And there's a little, you got to make sure you're all the way set on that. And 1 gear. This is it. That's the gear. That's the side plate, and all you want to do in servicing this reel is make sure it's clean, and then just a little bit of lube on both sides of it, a little bit of grease. This has got the old grease on it. You can see it hasn't been done in some time. And as many of you know, I wear that protective glove around my hand. I like to keep that junk off as much as I can. And yeah, I know my right hand doesn't have the glove on it, but I just have trouble working with these latex gloves on my working hand. You want to inspect this as well. Make sure there's no cracks in the side plate as you do this. No bearings, nothing. Just a little cavity there that's going to accept the back end of the spool. And we're just going to grab some blue grease, some Penn Universal Precision Reel Grease. I'm just going to throw a little bit onto that cavity where the spool is going to rest. You can see that the penetrating oil coated the main gear. There's a little bit of dried grease on the front end. Just clean that up. Inspect the teeth. Make sure that the teeth are nice and clean and clear in between there. And then just go ahead and put a little bit more of the blue grease onto the shaft. And just a little bit. You don't need much. A couple of spots along the way on the teeth. That way as it turns, it'll work its way in. And all you simply do is take that main gear, put it back through the hole, grab your handle, will go on there. We're gonna put this on and put the side plate screws in first before we do that, but that's all that's needed there. On your spool gear here, there is a little square on the spool itself. And that's going to hold the spool gear so that it doesn't turn freely. And I'm just cleaning off the residual there. I'm going to take the side plate here. I have a little bit of that penetrating oil laying on the reel seat. I'll get rid of that. That just cleaned off whatever little tackiness and grime was on the case itself. We'll go ahead and put a little bit more back in this cavity here. This clicker hasn't been used because there's no wear whatsoever on the triangle, on the tongue, click tongue. Put the spool back in, grab the gear, the spool gear, make sure it's sitting so that it's nice and tight there. Just a little dab, nothing much there. We're just going to reseat this then. Not very difficult to do there. There you go, that's it. You want to line the holes. Grab the side plate screws. When I put the side plate screws in, I want to do a couple of things. I want to go opposite, so kind of north, south, east, west sort of an approach. That way I don't have them askew. I don't put any unnecessary tension onto the inside. If it was hung up on a spool, for example, and you over tightened, you could crack that side plate. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. 3 more to go here. And I don't know how I did that, but I got something all jammed up there. Okay, 2 more to go. Countdown, huh? 2, 1, go. Now this cavity here, we put blue grease on it. If you just wanted to do some temporary or an interim servicing and you didn't want to take the reel apart, you could put oil in there, and that would keep the internal gear lubricated. Right now we have this, so we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to grab the handle now. The handle screw. So these handle screws went up through the Model 85, and then they switched over from a screwdriver driven one to a one with the cavities and the little scalloped approach there for the 85s and above. Okay, there it is. There's no adjustments on the spools. They're just resting there. That's your reel. About as easy as it can get. Now here's your knuckle buster, as I was talking about. If you're casting like this, there's no free spool. It's going to backpedal, and the backpedal will hit your knuckle if you're not careful. So there you go. We can try the clicker out if we like. That's like the day it was manufactured, 60 days later. Okay, that's it then. That's the Penn Seahawk 77 classic reel. Bakelite handles, this one in beautiful condition. That's how you make it go for the next 10 years. All right, I hope you appreciate that, and if you do, I'd like to see comments. I answer all questions, and I thank you for watching. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle.